clicking all the wrong buttons today, just to warn you.
Putting Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu under more pressure. Health officials are warning of famine in Gaza. Israel's Prime Minister says a basic amount of food will be allowed into Gaza so the hunger crisis doesn't worsen. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today and tomorrow, what's next in Ukraine now that Russian President Vladimir Putin has sidestepped the very face-to-face talks with Ukrainian officials that he first proposed? He was a no-show in Istanbul last week, and while he had never indicated that he would travel there, he knew that President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine was on the banks of the Bosphorus waiting for him, and that President Trump indicated he would travel there to broker the conversation between them. Kurt Volker is a former US ambassador to NATO and, during President Trump's first term, America's special representative in Ukraine.
What we've seen now is the US and Ukraine and European allies gradually coalescing together around a position and increasingly shining a spotlight on Putin, who is not playing by the same rules. He's doing something different. This is frustrating to Trump, frustrating to Zelensky, to Europeans. He wants to play it out. He wants to see if Trump will keep rescuing him or keep making excuses for him. But ultimately, this is tightening the circle around Putin a little bit. I think what's going to be necessary to really get some progress on a ceasefire is more pressure on Russia, more secondary sanctions, and a clear pathway to continued military support for Ukraine.
Tomorrow, Ambassador Volker on what peace could look like, as opposed to the peace that Russia envisages in the conflict. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
And a reminder now of the hour's top story. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says he's weighing up a high-level meeting with Russia, Ukraine, the US and EU to end the war, appealing to the US not to distance itself from talks following a call between President Trump and President Putin. President Trump says negotiations between Russia and Ukraine will begin immediately on ending the war, but his calls with the leaders of both countries did not elicit an immediate ceasefire. And that's the latest world news from Feature Story News. I'm Nina Maria Potts reporting.
You're listening to KCHW 102.7 FM, Northern Lights Public Radio.
KCHW headlines. I'm Chuck Ritchie. Governor Ferguson has signed 3 immigrants' rights bills into law. They include measures to strengthen the state's power to inspect private detention facilities, to protect immigrant workers facing threats or being exploited by their employers, and to ban bail bond agents from enforcing immigration laws. More checkpoints have popped up at 2 Washington border crossings into Canada. A Border Patrol spokesperson said it's planning to log everyone who leaves the country at the border, with photos taken of every passenger's face that will be matched with their passports, visas, or travel documents. And overdose deaths in Washington state dropped 12% last year, the state's biggest decline in almost a decade. Similar trends are occurring in nearly every other state across the country, its largest drop in history. It's an encouraging sign after years of staggering totals for fentanyl deaths. In our last story, your power bill has gone up in the last few years, and a new report says get ready for even higher bills. That's because data centers' hunger for energy is likely to raise electricity costs for everyone. Demand is also growing because of new factories and greater use of electric cars and electric heating and cooling. And utilities are spending billions to harden their systems against wildfires and extreme weather linked to climate change. For KCHW 102.7, I'm Chuck Ritchie. KCHW, the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, and New Beam present Chihuahua's Got Talent 7. We've searched the region, and the top 10 finalists are ready to light up the stage. Plus, enjoy special performances from our judges and last year's winner, Hannah Johnson. It all happens May 24th at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Doors open at 5:30. Showtime is at 6 p.m. Grab your tickets now at kchw.org, our KCHW Radio Facebook page, Valley Drug Company, or Acres United Drug. Enjoy beer, wine, drinks, and snacks, all served by the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Presented by New Beam, with support from Chihuahua Flooring, Gino and Sharon Ludwig, the Chihuahua Creative District, Rich Richmond Logging, and The Independent. It's Chihuahua's favorite night of entertainment. Chihuahua's Got Talent 7. Be there or be, you know.
Are you people insane? I'm the director. I make the casting decisions around here.
All right, people, let's do this thing. Go Team Dynamite!
I thought we agreed we'd go by the name of Team Super Cool. As I recall, it was Team Awesome.
I voted for Team Alpha Wolf Squadron.
All right. From henceforth, we ought to be known as Team Alpha Super Awesome Cool Dynamite Wolf Squadron.
All right, good morning. It's KCHW 102.7, and you got Scott and Val on a Tuesday. I was a little off right there because I forgot to click a button back at the station, and we were broadcasting on YouTube, but not on the big radio. But I'll fix now, though. Just a few seconds of what we call dead air. All right.
Well, it's probably not going to be the first time today you're going to hear a little dead air.
Yeah, you never know when we're doing this remote stuff. All right, you got my beautiful sister Val broadcasting live from Deer Park, Washington. You got me from the state of Maine, and when we get into weather this morning, kind of weird, weather exactly the same now for about a week.
Wow.
Yeah, just wet and cold. And, let's just do it. Weather today brought to you, Val, by absolutely no one, which means that maybe someone out there could sponsor it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go too far, are we streaming live on Facebook?
No, Val, you are absolutely right. Let me get back there. When you only do this once a week, you push all the wrong buttons. All right. and I don't know why, but it's really grainy on Facebook today. We're kind of blurry, at least on my end. So if that doesn't, we'll see if it clears up. There it did. All right. We are now streaming on Facebook. Thank you, Val, for being aware.
Well, I try to have some idea of what's going on, but
all right.
Sometimes I feel miserably.
Official check, we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and even our website through Twitch at kchw.org or northernlightspublicradio.com. And we're up and going on the radio. So, Val, we are flush. I'm going into weather. 59 for you guys today. Partly cloudy this morning. Few showers developing during the afternoon. Winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain only 30%. Partly cloudy skies tonight down to 38. 38.
Ooh.
People up on the mountain might see some freezing temperatures. They might have to reopen the ski hill.
We always have our own little microclimate here where we live. I mean, just at our house specifically. It seems like it's always windier and colder, so I'm going to have to watch. We could get frost tonight.
It's windier because of Brad and colder because of your heart.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
We create our own microclimate here.
Wow. All right. 63 for Wednesday under partly cloudy skies. 42 for an overnight low. Same deal for Thursday. Few more clouds maybe. Then Friday, 67 and 45, partly cloudy skies. Saturday's your transition day. It's partly cloudy. You're going to reach up to 70. Overnight low 46. And then Sunday, you're into the 80s for the beginning of next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
It can change on a dime around here.
I hope it happens over here on the East Coast, too. We haven't had much rain, and this is a soggy state, so when they don't have rain, they start getting weird, about droughts and stuff. But we've had, I think, 3 days of straight rain and more today. It's very, very soggy here on the East Coast.
Well, hopefully you're catching up with whatever you were missing, huh?
Yeah, I noticed it. The locals were talking about it, and you can't fathom it when you have like 13 lakes within 2 miles of town, and everything is kind of swampy, so you don't really see it. But then this is my 4th summer now, and the first 2 years we had a lot of problems with swamping in the back, and we did some drainage to help that. But we have a little creek, and it flows all year round the first 2 years. Last year, it stopped in July.
Oh.
And this year, unless it's when it rains, obviously it goes up a little bit. But this year, when it's not raining, there's only a couple inches of water in it, and there's usually about 5 or 6. So something is going on.
Well, when you just look at the temperatures, I mean, last week we were seeing 96, 98, to like record-setting temperatures all over the South. And I think I told you our sister and brother-in-law in North Dakota were supposed to have 96 in North Dakota in May.
Wow.
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
That's way too warm too early. Wow.
Definitely.
All right, let's take a look at what the kids are eating for breakfast and lunch. It looks like today it's a variety of cereals, their choice of cheese sticks and yogurt, and fruit or juice. And then for lunch today, chicken patty sandwich, chips, fruit, and veggies. That's what I'm having for lunch, too.
Chicken patty sandwich?
Yeah, I'm mugging a kid. No. No, I actually have one in the fridge. So sometimes, like, if I do Mickey D's, I get a couple extra McChickens because you can eat them cold and they're really good. And I call them, I had to patent it so McDonald's wouldn't steal it. I call it my McMidnight.
Oh, make it midnight.
What are you doing? I'm going to the fridge for my McMidnight. Bop, bop. All right.
We ate breakfast at Wendy's yesterday. Never had breakfast there before. I don't think I'd actually been in a Wendy's. Probably, I don't remember.
Since childhood?
Yeah, since childhood. That was, Mom and my big outing to Spokane. If we had to go into Spokane and do some shopping, we always ate at Wendy's. Mm-hmm. And that was back when I could eat a double burger and not gain 20 pounds.
Aww.
So that was kind of one of my memories. It looks completely different in there. And I had the Baconator. And it was good. A little surprisingly spicy for a breakfast sandwich. But anyway.
They have a Baconator breakfast sandwich and an afternoon hamburger? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So Val, you've complained about weight gain every now and then over the years, and I've never seen you get chunky. So whatever.
That's because for the last 4 years, you've just seen me from the shoulders up.
Get up, show us your butt now.
I'm pretty proud of myself. I can still wear the same earrings I wore in high school.
No. I tried to so I've lost 17 pounds and I tried to get into my skinny jeans. Nope.
Not skinny enough.
Not skinny enough. So the first time when I got diagnosed with diabetes and I lost 70 pounds, I went out and bought myself like the same red Levi's I had in high school because I could fit into them again. Mm-hmm. And then tried to put them on the other day. I wonder if I can fit into those flashy red Levi's. And nope. Nope. I think as you get older, you get wider. So even if I get down to my goal weight, I have a feeling that I'm never fitting into those pants again because I think the bones have spread.
Well, and I think your body definitely does change. And I think as women, we know that once you hit menopause, your butt goes away. You no longer, it goes from your butt to your gut. And so I do think that no matter, your weight distribution is in different places and you might weigh the same, but it's a lot less muscle.
Well, I've had 2 kids, but I'm surprised that my hips got wider.
Never thought that would happen, right?
Yep. As of this morning, though, 17 pounds.
Good for you.
All right. That's 2 babies to you.
I had lost some weight last fall and was feeling pretty good. I'd lost about 10 pounds or so. And then somehow I gained it all back over the winter and into the spring. So I need to get back on track.
Get back on track, Val. Shame
Get
on
back
you.
on track. I've been walking, trying to, do that. But yeah, I just need to step away from the sweets. I think that's my biggest challenge. So.
All right. Well, let's move on, I guess, to a few news headlines. I think we covered what the kids are eating, all that good stuff. Trump administration efforts to ramp up deportations continues this week with a legal win and a setback as a program to incentivize migrants to voluntarily leave the country began. I'll get into that in a minute. First, the justices ruled that the White House could end the temporary protected status of nearly 350,000 Venezuelan migrants, but left the door open for migrants with work permits to challenge the administration. Federal judges rejected the administration's request to freeze an order that requires it to facilitate the return of a Venezuelan refugee who had claimed asylum and was deported to El Salvador. A case is likely going to the Supreme Court. And Department of Homeland Security began chartered flights for migrants who agreed to voluntarily self-deport, flying 64 Colombian and Honduran citizens back to their home countries and giving them $1,000 each to go.
$1,000.
That might go a ways in Honduras, though. You know, if you're going home. But
I suppose, but so we're going to let some people from other countries buy their way into our country for $5 million.
Yes.
But we're only going to give people $1,000 to leave.
You know, if you've seen the state of America, I say it's worth it. Oh, right. A couple events last night on the red carpet. It was an eventful evening for Denzel Washington after a tense exchange with a pushy photographer on the Cannes red carpet. He received a surprise honorary award and a 6-minute ovation for his new film, Highest to Lowest, and he almost got in a scuffle with a reporter, and he looked mad. Go watch it online.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought he was going to go all Equalizer on him.
Denzel, especially, in his films now, at this kind of part in his life, stage in his life, he always kind of seems like he's just really chill. Like, I've just got this all under control. And so to see him like lose his temper would be kind of fun to watch.
Well, he's got that mantra kind of in those Equalizer movies, but when I've seen him in interviews and like that shot on the red carpet, I've seen him like be kind of scary angry more than once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, not a guy I'd mess with. All right. After speaking with Russian President Vladimir Putin, President Trump said Russia and Ukraine would immediately start ceasefire negotiations, but did not follow Europe by imposing new sanctions to pressure Russia, and then Putin backed out. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
How many times now?
Oh, he's been doing this for 40 years.
I know, but I mean, just in the last, month or so that we've really been pushing, he has promised and broken that promise multiple times. But Trump still thinks that this time he's going to do what he says. It's kind of like an abusive spouse that promises they're never going to hit you again. I swear, baby. I swear this is the last time. I swear.
Uh-huh. Let me play this then.
My dear guests, I am Mr. Rourke, your host. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Pretty much. It's terrible.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
All right. I'm going to skip that one. Hey, we're going to do this. Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton surprised a Pacers fan yesterday with tickets to the Eastern Conference Finals after that fan went viral for being pelted with garbage by New York Knicks fans.
Oh, wow.
What a deal. That was worth it. I wish somebody threw some garbage in me. You could throw it at the camera, maybe, Val.
I was going to say, I wish I could. No.
You can. All right, let's take a quick look at sports. On the field, star pitcher Spencer Strider rejoins the Braves starting rotation as they take on the Nationals, 6:45 p.m. Eastern on Major League Baseball app. On the court, Aces tip off against the Suns, 7 p.m. Eastern on the WNBA League Pass. And the NHL playoffs. Panthers play the Hurricanes, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals, 8 p.m. Eastern on TNT. There's more. I don't do sports. In the NBA playoffs, the Timberwolves play the Thunder in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And let's see, TV. Tonight's the night, voice fans. The finale continues with the crowning of the season 27 champion, 9 p.m. Eastern on NBC. And speaking of entertainment, here comes Val with a few new entertainment news headlines. Yeah.
All right. Before I go into that, I'm going to say good morning to Ken. He is watching this morning. And, I had to bring it up because not only did he say good morning, KCHW, he said, Val is looking fabulous.
At least he didn't you say, Val, you're looking fat on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Fabulous.
You look so fabulous today. Good job.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
All right. On to entertainment news. The story of missing Taco Bell artwork will be made into a movie or limited series. The article, One of the Most Unusual Heists in America Seems to be Unfolding at Taco Bell, was written by Ariana Binman for SFGate? .com. The article, which went viral after its publication last year, tells the unbelievable story of artist Mark M. Smith, who was commissioned by Taco Bell to create unique paintings for their restaurants. In an unexpected twist, these artworks began disappearing from Taco Bell locations, only to reappear on the underground market for significant sums. This sparked a bizarre black market boom and a series of illicit heists, transforming the narrative into a fascinating commentary on fast food pop art. One of the producers of the project describes it as not just a quirky heist story, but a deeply funny, weirdly poignant look at what we truly value and why.
That sounds almost exciting, Val.
I've noted, it is really unique art in a Taco Bell franchise, right?
Yeah.
It is kind of.
That's why I've been collecting it.
How much have you made on the black market? Did they pay you in Bitcoin?
Yes, but that's all I'm going to say about this. There'll be a knock at the door. What else you got?
Oh, let's see. I'm going on. Oh, this one is federal agents testify about drugs and cash. Okay. Federal agents testified Monday that they discovered drugs, cash, and other items in Sean Combs' hotel room at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City following his September 2024 arrest. Photos of the evidence were presented in court. Among the items found were 2 bags containing pink solid material, with one testing positive for ketamine and the other for MDMA and ketamine. Additionally, $9,000 in cash, prescription medication, lubricants, and baby oil were recovered from the room.
Nice pause. Are you talking about like SA30 weight or 10W40 or that 2050? What kind of lubricants, Val?
That silicone-free stuff that you can spray on things.
When I opened the door to your closet, I was really surprised. Okay.
Are we really surprised that this was found in Sean Diddy Combs' hotel room?
No. There was a gal who testified yesterday that she saw him almost hit his girlfriend with raise a frying pan to hit his girlfriend and then stopped. And he told her not to repeat what she saw because people tend to disappear.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not going well in him for court.
Well, but you've got video evidence of him beating his girlfriend in a hotel hotel hallway too, isn't there?
Yeah. And I don't know though how much that can be admitted into court because she got paid off not to press charges and stuff. So I don't know how that all works, but
I don't know.
Yeah, it's people watch it. There you go.
He's not a nice person.
No. You've got more, Val.
All right.
You're the entertainment news gal for today. Round of applause for Val.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay. Don't stop till you see a joke.
Which is funny because I am you try to get me to name entertainment people or whatever. I'm horrible at entertainment news. So maybe I'll learn something.
Yeah. The first thing you should learn is how to lie.
I like this one. Benedict Cumberbatch rose to fame portraying a modern-day Sherlock Holmes on the BBC before his success in the MCU as Doctor Strange. That would be the Marvel
Cinematic Universe.
cinematic. I couldn't
Don't ask
come
me
up
how
with
I
a
know
C.
that.
While the Sherlock Holmes series initially garnered critical acclaim, it saw a decline in quality over its seasons, and leading to waning viewer interest. Cumberbatch recently shared in an interview that he would consider revisiting his role as Sherlock if the show could surpass its previous achievements.
Ooh. So, make it better.
Please.
I'm an MCU guy now. Make it better.
The husband of Joe Exotic, the Tiger King star, has been deported back to Mexico following his recent release from prison. Joe Exotic's representative confirmed to TMZ that George Marquez Flores was deported on Friday after being taken to an ICE detention center for a hearing to determine his status in the U.S. Joe and George got engaged in October and married last month behind bars. Joe is infamous for his involvement in a murder-for-hire plot against Carol Baskin and is currently serving a 21-year sentence.
You know what's funny about that whole thing is I dislike Carol as much as I do Joe. Maybe even more.
Oh, boy. Oh, and our last story in our entertainment news today
Heartwarming.
is from Sesame Street. It will move its library of episodes to Netflix, with season 56 set to air simultaneously on Netflix, PBS, and PBS Kids. Season 56 will consist of 11-minute episodes focused on individual character stories.
Aww.
Well, you're going to learn all about the Cookie Monster.
Val's going to be binge watching. What are you doing binge watching Sesame Street? I love all this stuff.
Oh, yes, yes.
All right. I had something on that, but I lost it. So we shall move along. I am ready for this morning's first joke as we move to Bits and Breaks. In one small rural town, the sheriff also fulfilled the role of the town's animal vet, Val. One night the phone rang and his wife answered. An agitated voice inquired, "Is your husband there?" "Well, do you need him as sheriff or the vet?" she asked. "Both," was the reply. And she said, "We can't get our dog's mouth open and there's a burglar in it."
Oh, that's pretty good.
All right.
All right. Here's a barbecuing tip for Memorial Day. If the crew of the International Space Station calls your house to see if everybody's okay, you've got too much charcoal in the grill.
That's like a bragger. Yeah. They called me from the space station because my fire's so big. I used a whole can of lighter fluid.
Or if you're running one of the pellet grills or something, the smoke's rolling out, you think the whole county's on fire.
All right, plane jokes. You ready?
Oh, definitely.
Yes. John, a frequent business traveler, was feeling rather spunky when he walked up to his airline's check-in counter. He brought with him 3 pieces of luggage and told the woman behind the counter, "I want to send 1 piece to Miami, another piece to Chicago, and a third to Toronto." The woman at the counter said, "Sir, we don't do that." And he said, "Why not? You did it last week."
This time I'm asking you to do it.
Yes. It's Christmas presents. Come on.
All right, another plane story. A plane is flying across the Atlantic. The captain announces that he's lost one of 4 engines, but not to worry, they'll just be an hour late. Later, he announces, "Sorry, folks, we've lost another engine, but we'll still make it in with another hour delay." Even later, the captain announces, "Sorry, we've lost another engine. We'll make it, but now we'll be 3 hours late." Then a passenger yells, "Good grief. If we lose another engine, we'll be up there all night."
Oh! I think this is it.
Gentlemen, beam me aboard.
All right. And that takes us to Ask the Plane Captain a Weird Question. Val,
This is going to be interesting.
Can I play the captain and you can ask the weird questions?
Sure.
All right. Okay.
All right. Captain, when flying to China or Australia, does the plane fly upside down? With Earth being round, it would seem that it would at some point.
Well, the airplane stays oriented exactly the same no matter where it is around the world, just as people standing on the ground in North America and Australia view up and down the same way being oriented to the ground. Does that make sense, little girl?
Can you say it one more time? And really slowly. Captain, why do planes fly over oceans?
Because over 70% of our planet is covered by water, you silly girl.
Can commercial jets like hover? When I'm driving, I say them hover by and just sit there for a few minutes.
You know, darling, it looks like commercial jets hover, but in fact, they're dropping out of the sky.
Oh, does the pilot have to take the Earth's rotation into his or her takeoff and landing calculations?
We're supposed to, but we usually don't.
Captain, I think the aircraft should have a transformation program that turns the aircraft into a boat to be able to land on the water.
Little girl, that's fiction, not fact.
But I saw it on TV.
Yeah, we just don't want to.
Golf balls supposedly fly further because they have dimples. Has any airplane skin ever been dimpled to reduce drag?
I've never heard of an airplane being dimpled, but I see you have some. Let's see how well you fly. Now get out of here, little girl.
Well, I've heard stupider questions, but hey.
All right. This is going to be a fun one, kind of a challenge for you, Val. All right. It's tomorrow is National Waitstaff Day. Hardest job I ever had. Harder than bucking bales, waiting tables. Absolutely awful.
Okay.
And it's the orders. All right. So I'm going to give you my order, Val, and you have to try to repeat as much of it back as you can to me. All right. I'm going to be ordering 9 items, repeat at least 6 of them, and I'll consider you an okay waitress.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready? I'm going to go
I'm
fast.
ready.
I'm going to go fast. All right. You don't hold up your hands. Show us you don't got any pens. You're not writing down what I say. Okay. Are you reading the cheat sheet?
No, I scrolled down. I'm
okay.
playing fair.
All right, I'm just checking. All right. Here we go. I'd like to order a glass of red wine, and my spouse will have a gin and tonic. We'd like to start with an appetizer. How about some stuffed mushrooms? For dinner, I'll have the roasted chicken with red potatoes and brown rice. My spouse will have the fettuccine alfredo with a side of garlic bread. You know, I'll have some garlic bread also. And for dessert, we will both be drinking coffee and plan to try your triple layer chocolate cake. Val, good luck.
All right. He's having red wine and she's having a gin and tonic. They are eating, he wants stuffed mushrooms for an appetizer. He is eating, prime rib with red potatoes. She's having seafood fettuccine with garlic bread. He decides he wants garlic bread as well. For dessert, they're having coffee, and then I can't remember.
Something you would eat?
Cheesecake. I don't know.
Chocolate cake. Chocolate. Triple layer chocolate. So you did really good. You kind of got more. You got at least 6 correct because you had almost everything, but it wasn't prime rib. It was roasted chicken. So
I couldn't remember that. I knew I didn't
really
have it
going to
right,
be
but...
unhappy with you. And she wanted fettuccine Alfredo, and when you deliver that shrimp Alfredo, she's going to be really unhappy. but good job. Denny's is waiting. Wow, pretty good. All right.
I did better last year because I know I had the same thing last year. You gave me the same quiz, and I did I think I got them all last year. So my mental decline has been pretty rapid in the last year. Yeah, I think so.
I'm so sorry it's going that quick for you.
I know. We'll try again next year, see how I do.
All right.
It's a cognitive test for Val every year. Scott asks her
we'll see if she can remember the exact same menu items.
Exactly.
All right. Do you know anybody with a birthday between May 21st and June 20th, Val?
Yes.
And who would that be?
My brother Scott.
That's right. So tomorrow, you know what you were saying about your birthday month? I've decided to have birthday month. Starts tomorrow. And if you have a birthday between May 21st and June 20th, you're a Gemini. And when I read this, it didn't apply to me. It said your colors are light green and yellow. Who wants yellow as their color? What's your favorite color? Yellow. Yeah, no, that's not flashy enough. All right, your best day is Wednesday. What?
Yeah.
My best day is every day I sleep in.
The reason why you like Wednesdays is because it's hump day.
All right, I'm going to change my opinion.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.
My lucky numbers, 5, 7, 14, and 23. I like all those but 23. Don't know why.
Okay.
Okay. My strengths, gentle, affectionate to cats, curious, adaptable, yeah, ability to learn quickly, and exchange ideas. I thought it said change ideas. That would work too. All right.
I think, I can see a lot of that. I think you're affectionate with family and friends. You're very curious. You're adaptable. I mean, we see that on the radio station. You can adapt on the fly when things aren't, going as expected. And as far as electronics and a gearhead, you love to, you have a real good ability to learn quickly and figure things out. So.
Wow.
You want the truth? You want the truth? You can handle the truth!
You almost made me feel good. Stop. Stop some more.
Happy birthday.
Weaknesses, nervous, inconsistent, indecisive. I'll take the first two. I'm very nervous and very inconsistent. But you might not know it. But I get nervous before I crack the mic the first time, every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
A little bit. You know what they call butterflies? Just a little bit. Because, not so much maybe when I'm doing it with Chuck because he'll do the lead-ins and stuff, but when you're the first one to talk, there's not a huge amount because I've been doing it so long. Now, the one thing is every time I have been live on stage, and that's hundreds of times I've emceed things, is when I first start talking and I can hear the fear in my own voice. Other people probably can't because I've been doing the announcer thing so long, but I can hear it, and that always is something like as you're talking, I have to push out of my head.
There's always that minute of kind of like, I know what you mean though. It's
the second before they all turn to look at you.
Yeah, your voice can be a little bit warbly or shaky.
Yeah,
I know mine can when you first, first do that. It's adrenaline or the nerves or whatever for a minute comes out. Yeah.
So I usually try to go for a laugh right away because if I can, when you're on stage, if I can get them to laugh, that's like they poured gasoline on me and it's all over. Then I'm good to go. All right. Other things for Geminis, they like music, books, chats with nearly anyone, short trips around the town. I'm all about the short trip. I will chat with anyone. What's a book?
But music does fit.
I had a girl sit one time tell me she almost didn't date me because I didn't have any books in my house. And I said, have you ever heard of a Kindle?
That's right.
That's right. Maybe I don't want things messing up my shelves, lady. All right. Let's go back and forth on the next one. I figured since this might just kind of sort of fit. Maybe not. All right. Most overused phrases in personal ads. Val, you want to kick it off?
All right. I live life to the fullest. You mean when you're not sitting in a cubicle filling out TPS reports or scrolling TikTok?
Loves to laugh or fun-loving. People use those all the time because really no one else in the world likes to laugh. My favorite is the AI. So now, like on the Facebook dating, they have AI. And I don't think the women have caught on because maybe they don't look at other women's profiles. But if you say something like, I love the woods, but I live in this city, the AI will do the same thing for almost every personal ad, but just shuffle the words a little. But it'll always come up with big city vibes, small town charm. And I mean, hundreds of times you'll see something right, and then it's like, oh my gosh, you're so lazy that you can't even come up with your own intro to attract guys that you're using AI. And I swipe left.
How about this one? I am 61 years old, but I look much younger, especially in this photo since it was taken 10 years ago.
Back when I used to wear bikinis.
or with a filter, you
Yeah.
filtered it in some way, definitely.
Yeah. I like the up shots, where you put your arm up and shot because it always makes you look skinny. Yeah. This one says, I'm down to earth. This is a bonus because my last relationship was a person who thought they were from Saturn, literally. Or at least another planet. She was pretty sure.
I can go from jeans to cocktail dress in 10 minutes.
Huh.
I can't believe they haven't made this an Olympic event yet.
I'm not going to say anything. All right. I'm a typical Gemini. Oh, good. Astrology. I'm all for finding a mate based on their astrological sign. I'm also into dating someone of my blood type.
Oh, boy.
All right.
You know what? I would probably find it entertaining just to, be on a dating site and read everybody's attempt.
It is. It's kind of like I imagine, what was that website you could visit people of Walmart, where people take pictures of people in Walmart and then, make fun of them, which is a horrible thing. Don't do it. Because people like Val will go and laugh at it.
Well, I know what annoys you in pictures on dating sites, which is a woman and her dog on a kayak. But, I mean, what are the phrases that you're tired of hearing?
Kind of like the AI stuff. Anybody that's negative puts down a man. Anybody that is full blown on a political issue and they're being negative about it, that's a definite, I guess, turn off. I really have a problem with, I think it's one of the ugliest photos I've ever seen. And this is where Val gets the dog on the kayak. It's not really the dog. If you have a horde of dogs, I personally have issues with that. I don't want to date somebody with 3 dogs. I'm done raising kids, so that's not something I'm interested. And big dogs they're smelly. They drool. I'm just not into it. And when I see like 3 of them in every photo, and then a couple of them, maybe the tongue's in their mouth, it's a huge turnoff to me. It feels like, I bet your house is smelly and dirty. That's really what I come away from that. Back to the kayak though, the women on dating sites have this thing of taking a shot from their upper thigh all the way down to their dirty feet while they're on a kayak. And I mean, I can go probably 4 profiles and see this. And it is the most unflattering female picture I've ever seen.
Okay.
It just, it doesn't, there's nothing attractive about it. I don't want to look at your dirty feet. And you really, it's not about the scenery or the lake or whatever. It's always about, here's my legs and my feet. And it's not an attractive, your legs are flat on the ground. It doesn't make them look shapely or attractive. I don't know what the purpose of the photo is, but women everywhere are doing it. Do you have an idea why you would take that shot of down your legs and your feet?
I think it's because it is a big deal. I think it's to show, hey, I'm on the beach and I'm relaxed, or hey, I'm on the water and I'm relaxed. But I think it's because women are, I think it's just because women aren't happy with the way pictures look of them. And so it's like, this is something that I can take a picture of and put me in a spot without me having to take a selfie. If that makes sense. I think it's because they're insecure about their looks.
Then why take a unflattering picture of your looks?
Because I don't know. I just think it's like, I don't know. We'll do it sometime when we're sitting on the patio by the, around the fire. You just put your legs up on, on the fire pit and just take a picture of your feet and your whiskey. I don't know. I don't know why it's a big deal. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's because, hey, I don't want people to see that I'm sitting here on a kayak without any makeup on and my hair stuffed in a hat.
I would sooner see that, though, than just some shot of dirty legs and feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
Just a thing.
obviously you do not have a foot fetish.
I do not. No. Keep those things away from me. I don't even want them touching me under the covers. Dirty, stinky feet. All right,
feet.
let's let that one go and move on to something me and Val both love. It's cats.
Oh, yes.
All right, things you should know about cats, and let's go back and forth in this, Val. Kick it off.
After dark, all cats are jaguars.
It's true. Or horses when they run up and down the hall. Brum, 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 brum. All right. Cats
Or
are
an
the only
elephant
creature.
when they stand on you in the middle of the night.
Yeah. How can two little tiny feet hurt so bad? All right.
Exactly.
Cats are the only creature on Earth that can make you feel inferior for feeding them.
Speaking from personal experience, never try to baptize a cat.
What are all those cuts on your face? I baptized my cat. Cats are smarter than dogs. You cannot get a cat to pull a sled. Thank you. Thank you.
A cat knows your every thought. It doesn't care, but it does know.
Ooh, that's creepy. Most people with cats know they're being controlled, and that's the horror of it.
Never try to outstubborn a cat.
I always do. And it never works. Like when she's being really obnoxious because she wants to go out and I don't let her out alone. And she'll get super obnoxious. I'll tell her, no, you're not going outside. You were naughty and you were out on the road when I wasn't looking. And then I feel guilty and I take her out.
Oh, that's funny.
Thousands of years, humans worshipped the cat. They have not forgotten this.
They have not. The reason cats sleep all day is because they spend all night erasing your browser history.
That's some hard training to give, too. Yeah. Cat owners don't have furniture. They have elaborate, expensive cat beds that a human can occasionally use.
We have elaborate, expensive cat scratching
Yes.
apparatuses too.
This is my $700 scratching pad.
Yes. Okay, Scott, your cat isn't judging you. That implies there was ever a possibility you'd meet its standards.
Oh. My cat doesn't have any standards. It's my cat.
Oh. Yeah, my cats, it's that time of year, summer, where they just won't come in at night. So I used to worry about them and fret and get up a couple times during the night to see if they'd come home. And now I'm like, listen, you're on your own. I love you, but I'm tired and I want to sleep through the night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All right. And here we go, Val. I invited Ken to check in. I don't see him yet, but here we go. It's head-to-head trivia with somebody.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, Val, here we go. It is trivia. We'll go head-to-head. I will deliver you deliver today's to me, and I will deliver you yesterday's.
All right. Let me pull up my my cheat sheet
Your
really
cheat sheet.
fast because hold on.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should call it the script and not the cheat sheet.
Okay.
No, I like cheating. Okay.
Yeah. All right. The White House first got one of these in 1947. What did the White House get in 1947?
They first got one of those in 1947. A television?
No, sir. Not a television.
Limo.
Nope. I'll give you a hint. It's not going to be something that you would ever associate as them having at the White House.
Brains?
Oh!
Ethics? Am I warm?
No.
No brains, no ethics. Okay.
Throw a pin at it.
Throw a pin at it. A dartboard?
No.
I give up.
Bowling alley.
A bowling alley in the White House?
In the White House. I told you you'd never assume that they had one at the White House.
Wow. Oh, wow. All right. Every 45 seconds, this horrible thing happens in the United States, and you never want it to happen to your family.
Every 45 seconds. I mean, it's like something really horrible.
Yeah.
Someone is diagnosed with cancer.
No, and this someone can die, but sometimes not. I mean, but sometimes you can get away safely, and sometimes you can't.
You're involved in a car accident.
No.
Sometimes you can get away safely, and sometimes you cannot. A bear is chasing them.
A beer? No.
Bear.
No, not a bear either. Beer nor bear.
Beer nor bear. Wow.
I kind of tried to give you a hint with the word family. I mean, this is something.
Yeah.
This is a catastrophe that can affect your whole family.
Your son married somebody you didn't approve of.
No, we've never experienced this. Our family's never. I don't know of anyone in our family that's never experienced this. That one's out.
I know. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure it's fairly obvious.
It is. It's a house fire.
Oh, and my son had a house fire.
He did? Oh, well,
Yeah,
that kind of threw me off track. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. I would have never come up with that. But yeah, right after Matt bought his house.
Really? But he saved it, obviously.
Yeah, he saved it. It was, they did the house inspection and didn't know that there was old knob and tube electrical wiring up in the attic in insulation. And yeah, somebody turned on like a space heater and started a fire.
Ooh,
so, yeah.
Wow, scary.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
That's scary. All right, 42% of men have no desire to know whether their romantic partner has received what. So don't share. Listen, women, don't share
Pregnancy results?
No,
we
not that.
have no desire to find out this about our romantic partners, past lovers.
No.
Can I have a hint?
Let's see. What could I do? What could I give you as a hint?
Finances?
No, it's more personal. Oh goodness. I was trying to see if it was talked about in our talks about the TikTok or the dating apps or anything like this today. Gosh, I don't even know how to give you a hint.
All right. Well, I'm kind of lost, so in the effort of time, I will decline.
All right. A beauty-related procedure such as Botox, waxing hair removal,
plastic
fingernails,
surgery.
and hair extensions.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, not even that far. It's like the guys don't even want to know if she just had her fingernails done or was wearing hair extensions.
Oh, yeah. We could care less. We don't even look at your shoes.
But we will notice dirty feet on a kayak.
Oh yeah, when you're gonna put them up close on that picture, you got it.
Ken said he never got an invite from you.
Oh, I sent it to Newport Ken.
All right, double check your inbox. Maybe check your spam box.
Yeah, I'm a spammer. Val, 63% of men say they never used what? This is something old that men used to use. Dad always had a couple in a drawer, but I never saw him.
Cufflinks.
No, I never saw him use them. He had a couple of these tools in a drawer. These are for men's dress. It's a hand tool. Used to be a big thing. I don't think guys use them anymore. I've never had a guy say, "I need to get down to the store and get me one of them there shoe
horns."
Shoe horns. There you go. It'd be different if they actually went beep. What's on your shoes? Those are my shoe horns.
I want to say I had seen Dad using a shoehorn.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
know
think so. Because
remember he had a
remember
couple.
he had those wingtip shoes, and I swear he used them on his wingtips. But hey, I don't know.
If you ask the kid
All right.
that, they'd think it was horns that went on your shoes.
Exactly. All right, I got one for you. What was significant about 1979's Hurricane Bob?
It was something about the name, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh. Was it the first time we had a 3-letter name? Or the first time we had a guy name?
First time we had a guy name.
There
it was
you
the first
go.
Atlantic hurricane with a male name.
And this is where you need to do the Mike Myers bow, Val.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
And surprise, surprise, I was only like 13. All right, Val, there are around 145,000 of these in the U.S., and just over 127,000 have what?
Okay, there's only 145,000 of these in the U.S. Oh, goodness.
All right, I'm going to give you half of this because there's no way you can figure this out. The 145,000 things in the U.S. are towns.
Okay.
So 127,500 out of the 145,000 have this type of business. At least one.
At least one. It's a business.
Just picture yourself driving into the smallest town. What is the one business you might see?
Fast food restaurant.
No.
Bar.
No.
Is it something as simple as
say it.
Grocery store? Grocery store?
I'll take that. I'm looking for a convenience store. There you go.
Okay. All right.
So I'm going to give you half a point on that. And I am
Okay.
I'm out of questions. Do you have more?
I do. I'm going to finish up today with breakfast bingo.
I love bingo.
All right. Each answer, anybody who's listened to us on the radio show should know that each answer begins with a corresponding letter in the word bingo. All right. The first one, the meal you eat in the morning.
The meal I eat in the morning? Breakfast.
Someone who comes up with new ideas and gadgets is called a what?
New ideas. An inventor. I was going to say Bob.
Yes. Inventor is correct. It comes after the 8th of the month.
The 9th.
Boy, you're getting some curveballs here.
Hold on a minute.
Who dares enter the sacred and awesome presence of the everlasting know-it-all?
That's right. 9th comes after the 8th.
Something that is disgusting.
Is also called gross?
Yes.
Okay.
When betting on a game, you have to consider this.
When betting on a game, you have to consider this. And it begins with an O. The offense?
Yeah. Nope.
But it begins with an O. Offense.
No. No.
When betting on a game, you have to
consider this.
Oh. Nobody gets hung up on breakfast bingo.
I have before.
Wow.
What can I give you for a hint? If we say they have 2-to-1
odds.
There you go.
That was a
And
give
that
me.
is breakfast bingo.
So I'm not the everlasting know-it-all.
Not now. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry. It's always the last question of the day that determines whether you are a winner or a loser.
Well, let me change it from that know-it-all sound effect then.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
My sister did it. All right. We're going to go to break. And when we come back, we'll have local birthdays for today and yesterday, maybe even take a peek back at the weekend. We'll have celebrity birthdays, odd news, a little bit of today in history and more, but you got to stay right here with me and Val. It's Northern Lights Public Radio, and we are KCHW, Chewelah.
If women are going to drive motor cars around, they should learn to operate one correctly.
Them fighting words.
Pretty young, car.
Pretty young, Wayne.
All right.
It's 8:20.
Your KCHW morning show is made possible by donations from
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
and by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Monday afternoon update. I'm Mike Clifford. The House Budget Committee late Sunday night revived President Trump's stalled bill to cut taxes and spending after a handful of fiscally conservative Republicans relented and allowed it to advance even as they continue to press for deeper reductions to health and environmental programs. That from the New York Times. They report the vote signaled a temporary resolution to a remarkable revolt from a group of hardliners on the panel who on Friday joined Democrats in opposing the bill, tanking it over concerns it did not do enough to rein in the nation's ballooning debt. Meantime, a new report highlights record-breaking investments in the Appalachian region, driven largely by federal climate and infrastructure funding over the past few years. However, Congress is considering that budget reconciliation bill that could cut funding and put a damper on union jobs and private investment.
Funds included in the Inflation Reduction Act and Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act could be lost, explains Dana Kuhnlein, Program Director at Reimagine Appalachia.
One of the reasons that's so harmful for our region is that a huge percentage of the Inflation Reduction Act was targeted with special provisions for communities that had seen a downturn from manufacturing and other industry loss to try and build those industries back up.
According to data from the Center for American Progress, Ohio saw a record $11 billion in investments and created more than 4,700 jobs since the Inflation Reduction Act passed in 2021. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Next to Oregon, where consumer rights advocates are celebrating 5 bills that passed the first chamber deadline in Salem, moving closer to becoming law.
The bills are supported by the Consumer Alliance of Oregon, a coalition of 18 advocacy groups spanning housing, healthcare, and other sectors. The bills mark the Alliance's first legislative push to protect Oregonians from predatory business practices. Daisy Bedoya Sotelo of the Alliance highlighted one bill that would rein in hospital facility fees and require transparent patient billing.
Right now, you go and seek care, and then you get home and get the bill, and it's surprising that it could be up to hundreds or even thousands of dollars in facility fees.
Another bill would bring the state's insurance sector under Oregon's Unlawful Trade Practices Act. I'm Isabel Charlet.
And in Alabama, only certain charges like dismissed cases and nonviolent misdemeanors are eligible for expungement, and people must petition the court to get their records cleared. Lizelle Pettis, Policy Director for Criminal Justice and Civil Liberties at the R Street Institute, says people are often criticized for not rebuilding their lives despite the system making it nearly impossible.
If we're going to say, yes, you've done your time and that, come back to be in society, but we're going to hold this thing over your head over everything you try to do to be a productive member of society, it's really counterintuitive.
Advocates say that broader clean slate laws could help remove barriers to jobs, housing, and economic growth. This is Public News Service. Researchers across the U.S. are closely following the spread of the avian flu, part of their efforts to stop the virus from becoming the next pandemic.
Those efforts have been hampered in part by cuts to the U.S. Department of Agriculture by the Department of Government Efficiency. The USDA's milk testing program was tracking the spread of avian flu among cows, for instance, finding more than 1,000 herds have been infected so far. Computational modeling has become a powerful tool in tracking the evolution of this virus. Daniel Janney, professor of bioinformatics and genomics at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, leads the fight against bird flu by analyzing possible mutations.
Now that we've got the software worked out in our custom workflow, we can do that very rapidly. So if you give me a new virus tomorrow, I can probably give you an answer in a day or two.
In a paper published last month, Janney's and other researchers found current avian flu strains are evolving to avoid immune responses. The researchers say this is a worrying sign that shows the virus has the potential to move from epidemic to pandemic. I'm Eric Tegedoff reporting.
And as Colorado moves to bar SNAP participants from using benefits to buy soda and other sugar-sweetened beverages, a new report spotlights how restrictions on benefits actually harm people.
Joelle McClurg with Colorado Blueprint to End Hunger says restricting what people can or can't purchase with SNAP dollars deepens existing racial and economic inequality. He says it also opens the door for policymakers to cut already low benefits.
Now, since you can only purchase a fraction of that, can't we have benefits at a much lower level, which is $6 a day on average right now? It's not a lot. So decreasing that would have very negative implications for people on the program.
Improving public health by eating better is central to U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Make America Healthy Again agenda. I'm Eric Galatis.
Finally, every year racing fans look forward to Memorial Day weekend when 33 drivers compete on the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway track in the Indy 500.
While crashes and collisions with other racers are expected risks of the high-speed sport, in the event of a crash, a team of professionals at the IU Health Emergency Medical Clinic is ready. Indy 500 IMS Medical Director Dr. Julia Visor says the public perception of their team is taken in good humor.
I think there's lots of jokes about emergency physicians out there, adrenaline junkies.
We need that dopamine hit. We do love adrenaline, and it's kind of what drives us.
The clinic, which was built in 1947 and renovated in 2023, is considered one of the best and busiest in the country. It is staffed with surgeons specializing in neurology, trauma, and orthopedics who treat life-threatening injuries a driver may sustain during an accident. I'm Terry D. reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
You are disappointment, sister. Out of all our siblings, I hated you least.
You, know this girl?
Sadly, yes. She is my sister. She's a little crazy.
I didn't do that.
What about your brothers and your sisters? Well, if she is a witch, she's got the weird part down pat. It's just the magic powers she's missing.
Your sister has a lot to learn about phone courtesy.
Yeah. Don't say another word, Valerie. You caught me in the bathroom with a pair of pantyhose. Don't say another word, Valerie.
Say words, Valerie. Hey, Val, did I ever wear your clothes?
I don't think so. Okay. Did you?
I don't know. I just heard that in the one. I used to wear my sister's clothes. I don't think I ever. Maybe a bra once.
Yeah, maybe. I think you were probably a lot slimmer than me.
I was tiny.
You were.
Not anymore, though.
I mean, I used to have some, I've always had kind of the thick thighs, and so yeah, I have a feeling that my clothes would have been too big for you.
Well, not anymore. All right, we are going to move on this morning to local birthdays. And I am going to back up and start yesterday because we don't have a morning show on Mondays, and we had a ton of birthdays. Starting off, Jim Mock, Jimmy Danford. Hi, guys. Happy late birthday. David Reed's in there, Bailey Rooker, Benny Goebel, and an anniversary for Janet and Zach West yesterday. I tried to combine their names and said Jack, but it's Janet and Zach. All right. Thank you, Janet. Zach. Today, we have Tammy Culverwell, Jaden Ludwig, May Lee Stout, and John Wilmoth all having birthdays. The applause is for you. And if you happen to see him around town, point and laugh, tell them we talked about him on the radio.
There you go.
Tell Moisey.
Ken will sometimes combine Brad and Val, and it comes out Brow.
Ooh. Ooh, I like it.
Yeah. So saves time that way. Just cover us both at the same time.
Wow. You have a ridiculous list of birthdays today. And pick out your faves. How's that?
Oh, okay. Cher.
Whoa.
79 years old today.
Wow.
Do you believe in life after love?
Nope.
All right. Let's see who else. Bronson Pinchot was in Beverly Hills Cop, 66 years old today. Tony Goldwyn from Scandal and Ghost, 65. Mindy Cohen, 59 years old today. She was in Facts of Life. Let's see, who else do we want to talk?
Timothy
Busta Rhymes.
Timothy Oliphant. I love him.
Oh, do you? He was in Deadwood, and did you ever watch Santa Clarita Diet?
I think where they eat the zombies, or his wife's a zombie and she eats people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we watched the Justified series. Very good. So yeah.
Best Timothy Oliphant movie ever is The Crazies, and it's where. If you haven't watched it, it's where a military plane crash lands in a town's reservoir, and it's got nasty chemicals on it, which make the townspeople go crazy like zombies. It's awesome.
Ooh,
yeah,
crazies.
Crazies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Busta Rhymes, who's a rapper, 53 years old today. Let's see, who else do we have? John Party. He is a country singer, 40 years old today. Tony Stewart, NASCAR driver, 54. Jack Gleason was the actor in Game of Thrones, 33. And Rachel Platten, singer and of the fight song, 44 years old today.
And you missed one of my faves, Dave Thomas from SCTV, actor and comedian. He is 76 today, which makes me feel really old. All right, on to history for today. We'll start off in 1845. The HMS Ibris and the HMS Terror, with 130 men under John Franklin, sailed from the River Thames in England, beginning a disastrous expedition to find the Northwest Passage. All perished. It was not 1845.
Wow.
On to 1873, Levi Strauss and Jacob Davies received a patent for blue jeans with copper rivets.
There was blue jeans before, just not with copper rivets?
I guess. It was new.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Levi's, or what was that other famous brand back then? The Cowboys always wore them, of jeans. I used to make fun of them all the time. It was Levi's and, if I can't remember.
Wranglers?
Yes. So Levi's always make your butt look cute. Wranglers always give you a flat one. Never buy Wranglers.
Yeah.
They might be more
they're
durable.
Cheaper, and that's why my husband buys them.
There was another, and they look horrible on them. Don't tell him I said that though. There was another brand, and I can't remember the name. And I always thought, and they were more of a rancher jean too, and I always thought they looked horrible on people too. And then I bought a pair, and I realized where everybody wore them because they were so darn comfortable. So,
so there's like Lee's.
That's it, Lee jeans. They never make your butt look good. And I'm all about some shiny on the hiney. Thank you.
Oh boy. So do you wear the ones with like the studded pockets then?
No, I like some bling on the buns.
I know a guy who wears
Bedazzled
jeans with bling on the buns. It's really strange to see that on a guy.
Yeah, it was. I've told the story before. I'm going to tell it again. Margie's going to hate me. We're at Chautauqua. We're in the beer garden. And I keep making fun of like this 225 muscle-bound guy standing beside me because his jeans are all kinds of bedazzled. And now I got everybody kind of giggling. And he's really drunk and he starts to sway and he just falls over and takes Margie out.
Oh, no.
I mean, took her right to the ground. Everybody's eyes are all big. And yeah.
Oh, no.
She was okay, which makes it funny in retrospect. Thank you.
At the time.
Sorry, Margie. All right. 1916, small town of Cordell, Kansas, struck by a tornado. Incredibly, the same town also hit in 1917 and 1918 on the exact same day.
No.
Yes, 3 years in a row. Tornado Day.
Well, you would be like really worried as 1919 came around.
I'm moving. 1927, Charles Lindbergh took off from Roosevelt Field in Long Island, New York, on the world's first solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean, touching down in Le Bourg Field in Paris the next day. I always got Charles Lindbergh confused with that guy that flew into Gilligan's Island when I was a kid. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I think he had a name kind of like that. They played off it. Speaking of planes, 1932, Amelia Earhart took off from Newfoundland to begin the world's first solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean by a female pilot. She landed in Ireland the next day. 1993, celebrate the first episode of TV's Cheers. Jay Leno did The Tonight Show live from the Bowl and Finch bar. Most of the Cheers cast seemed to be pretty drunk.
Great job, team. Head back to base for debriefing and cocktails.
But their base is a bar, get it?
Was it really named the Bull and Finch Bar? I mean, in the series?
I don't know.
Because I always thought it was like the Cheers bar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the way it is in Reno.
Bull and Finch?
No, the Cheers bar. They call it, yeah.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Let's see. 2001, burglars entered a warehouse near Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, disconnected the video security system, and made off with $526,000 of extra strength throat lozenges. Cops were able.
They were selling them on the black market.
Yes, cops were able to catch them by following the menthol smell.
Oh boy!
Wow, what would you do with $526,000 of throat lozenges?
I don't know. That's bizarre.
Oh, let's check this next history moment. It was 2007 in England. Christopher Carlton broke into a Rolls-Royce dealership and grabbed several of the company's computers. And since he was in a Rolls dealership, he took one of their expensive cars for his getaway, right? Nope.
Wrong.
For reasons only known to Chris, he chose his getaway vehicle, a large forklift. Not surprisingly, it attracted the attention of police and he was quickly apprehended. Also add to this story, he had the throat lozenges from 5 years earlier.
They turned all gummy in his pocket.
Yes. It's a sticky situation. 2015, David Letterman, after 33 years, hosted The Late Show with David Letterman for the last time. And 2018, K-pop boy band BTS became the first Koreans to perform at the Billboard Music Awards. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. They're such good dancers. And here comes Val with a ridiculous list of special events and cool days to take note of.
All right, today is Be a Millionaire Day. Man, I could get into that.
Oh, I'd be happy if I could steal from a millionaire.
I need to be a millionaire right now.
Yeah.
I need a new car.
Yeah, the Subaru. Oh, I'm so sorry. Or possibly a new engine.
Maybe. It's only 18 years old with 190,000 miles on it, but still.
Yeah, when you're retired, you can't trade those cars in as often.
Exactly. Today is a dinosaur day.
Ooh. Does that mean they're releasing the new Jurassic Park?
Maybe. Oh. I just want to be a dinosaur, a millionaire dinosaur.
Oh,
all
Val,
right.
Well, you're halfway there.
It's Eliza Doolittle Day, Flower Day.
Do you know what Eliza Doolittle Day is.
Tell me.
It's a day, I had to look it up. It's a day celebrated by fans of the musical My Fair Lady and the play Pygmalion, on which it is based. Eliza Doolittle, all right? Yeah.
Eliza Doolittle.
Yep.
Because I was thinking it was a fictional character.
Yes.
But,
yes.
Okay. Flower Day.
Okay.
All right. International Clinical Trials Day. So exciting.
I don't know if you can get paid for them. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. International Red Sneakers Day.
Huh.
Now,
Make sneakers
that would
great
be
again.
fun. Yeah. Psychometrist Day.
Who?
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Quiche Lorraine Day.
Do you know what a psychometrist does?
Psychometry?
That's cheating, Val. Can you tell me what psychometry is?
Well, it's something to do with like a not a psychologist. It must be something to do with the psyche of people.
It says psychometrist average time of administration for each individual is 5 hours. On top of the administration time, there's scoring, interpretation results, integration of other medical information, and report writing. So they write medical reports. The time to complete all these tasks add up and must be repeated for each patient. Wow. That does not sound fun at all. Yeah. It says, know that on Psychometrist Day, they're thinking of you and all the blocks you scramble, timers you click, and notes you take.
Wow. Wow.
So I don't feel like I know anything more about psychometrists. Thank you.
Okay, I mean either.
I is one.
You is one?
Yeah.
He's one of those psycho things.
Yeah.
All right, it is Quiche Lorraine Day.
I don't know if you can talk about her like that.
I don't know either.
Okay. That doesn't even sound delicious.
It's Rescue Dog Day.
Ooh.
Streaming Day. Okay. Sugar Bee Apple Day. And so it's like a specific apple species has its own day.
Ooh, Sugar Bee Apple Day.
Sugar Bee Apple Day. And it is also World Bee Day.
Love the bees. I'm putting tons of, my yard's going to look kind of crazy this spring, but everything that I'm doing weed and feed for the past 3 years, and I've let it go crazy with clover and dandelions, and the front yard is a sea of bees.
How cool is that?
It's very cool. It's very cool.
All right.
All right. Good job, Val. Number of the day is 3.9, and that's a percentage of people who say chocolate chip is their favorite ice cream flavor. What?
Well, my husband's in the 3.9% because he loves a chocolate chip ice cream. And we're not talking like chocolate chip mint, just chocolate chip. I think it's Tillamook chocolate chip is his favorite.
I used to be I don't know what you call a shakeologist.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hobbyist shakeologist. And favorite shake, hands down, it has to be French vanilla ice cream and mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
It's
like mixed together?
Mixed together. It is the most delicious shake you will ever drink, I promise. Got to be the green stuff, though. Don't get that fancy white mint chocolate. Yeah, it's got to be green.
Huh.
It's
all right,
feng shui.
so I'm still a child at heart, evidently, because one of my favorite ice creams is every summer Umpqua comes out with a cotton candy ice cream. And it is so good. Oh, my gosh. Yum, yum, yum.
Doesn't sound good. If I was to eat that, delicious. I would do this.
I mixed up all this fake puke at home, and then I went to this movie theater, hid the puke in my jacket, climbed up to the balcony, and then I made a noise like this.
That miserable little bag of puke.
And I ate all this cotton candy ice cream.
It's so good.
I'm not buying that. All right, it is time to wrap up the show the only way we know how. It's time for Odd News.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, getting started with the news attack, where the first sentence is true and the second sentence is a bad joke. And Val, you're doing the news attack from today, and I've got some that never got did yesterday.
Okay.
All right.
Since its invasion of Ukraine in 2022, alcohol sales across Russia have surged to record highs. Their economy is tanking and their citizens are getting tanked.
I had somebody thinking they were worried about the economy here in America, and they own a marijuana store. And I said, you don't got nothing to worry about.
Alcohol sales, marijuana sales.
All right. A new study found that rats will make personal sacrifices to rescue a fellow rat, even giving up the opportunity to eat chocolate. Chocolate? I'd really have to know that guy pretty well.
I'd have to really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Authorities in Spain raided a company that sold fake university degrees. But the company's not worried, not with all the judges among its alumni.
I want one. Around 5.2 billion people are expected to take at least one airplane flight in 2025, and only about a dozen will actually listen to the flight attendant's safety briefing.
Authorities in the UK arrested a man trying to smuggle marijuana hidden in candy. Now, I guess we know what the M stands in for M&Ms.
It's funny. I've done that several times. I never got busted. Scientists say that fruit flies show fear. Frog! Frog! Nah, just a suspiciously shaped green apple.
They show fear because they're probably drunk half the time.
Yeah.
Another study finds that no amount of alcohol is safe. They really know how to take the fun out of one of the few things that makes it bearable to have kids home all summer long.
Oops. All right. I'm glad your kids are grown up, Val.
Me too.
Car sales are expected to drop this summer thanks to increased prices due to tariffs. Friend bought a new car last week and loaded it up. Sunroof, driver's assist, windows that automatically tint when you put your finger in your nose. Bought one for Mom.
The windows were always tinted.
Inside joke.
According to a study, when you're forced to physically balance yourself, you make better shopping decisions.
Ooh.
For example, shopping in extremely high heels makes you want to buy a pair of flats.
I'm teetering into this new tent. Study reveals that happiness comes with age. I'd have to agree with that. I'm getting older and have happiness growths all over my body, apparently.
Ooh.
Got a new one. Got a new one this week. I don't know what it is. You guys want to see it?
Scott just makes friends wherever he goes.
I looked really scared when I got up into the camera right there.
I did. It's like, oh my God.
He's lifting his shirt. Stop.
A survey found that younger single men change their bed sheets once every 3 months.
Oh, really?
Not until they begin making that annoying crunchy sound.
Yeah, I'm at like a 45-day max.
Ew.
I don't worry about it until I can see the cat hair through the gray.
3 months. Oh, it's like no wonder why you don't have a girlfriend.
Survey also finds, Val, that a third of husbands check with their wives before touching the thermostat. I don't have to check. Post-it note reads, "Don't touch." Any more?
I've got no others.
No others. One last one for me here for the News Attack report found that each year 3.5 million Americans are sickened by pollution at the nation's beaches, which is why I buy sunscreen with antibiotic in it. Yeah, if you go south for me down the coast, I know last year there was some kind of fungi from mussels growing in the water, and there was all sorts of beaches shut down.
Oh, wow.
You can't go in it if you got a cut or something like that. Yeah.
We had a friend who was walking because the water on the Columbia River is way, way, way down, as it usually is this time of year. But he was walking and kind of got stuck in the muck and fell. And then like a couple days later, he said he got like a mouthful of sand and muck. And he said the next day he was so sick with something, some sort of stomach bug.
I'm not going to say, like, you know, when you leave Kettle Falls and you go down 25 and you got, 3-4 campgrounds along that 25-mile stretch.
It was one of those, yeah.
Okay, you cannot, and I'm sorry, but if you are camping at one of those campgrounds and you are at the beach, you can smell the sewage. I'm sure it's coming from Canada, but you can smell it. It's it's a turnoff.
It smells like the ocean, kind of half dead fish and seaweed or something. I don't know, but it's, yeah.
I think it's got a little sewage scent to it.
Could be.
Yay, the Columbia. All right. If that wasn't crazy enough, let's move on to Wacky But True. We don't add anything to these but sound effects from movies and television shows. And here comes Val with the school evacuation.
All right, a school in England was evacuated after a student brought a World War II hand grenade during a show and tell. The principal took the grenade from the student and placed it behind a tree in the school parking lot while emergency services were contacted. Army bomb disposal experts assessed the device and confirmed it was safe using X-ray equipment.
Ooh. Let's talk to a few people about this.
And then one of our students wore rollerblades for show and tell.
Yeah.
And Jillian tripped him with a stick.
Oh! Andy, pick up the grenade. Scott, show it to me.
Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade?
Grandma.
Look down there. Tell me what you see.
It's a live grenade.
Yeah, right. Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade.
Maybe I take a grenade and blow your house down.
Oh, Lord, bless this thy hand grenade, that with it thou mayst blow thine enemies to tiny bits in thy mercy.
Concussion, grenade. All I remember being bit by a mosquito.
That's a bad mosquito.
Oh.
All right, let's stay in England, should we? Since we're having fun there already, a woman was taking a dip in the ocean when she decided to pop over to the supermarket. She wrapped herself in a towel and wandered off. A man drinking at a nearby boat club noticed her clothes had been on the beach for some time with no owner in sight and called authorities, who launched a massive air search for somebody who might have drowned. Hour later, the woman, who was still only wearing her bikini and a towel, returned to collect her clothes and wondered, what was all the fuss about? We thought you were dead. Here you go, more details.
Mr. Murgatroyd vanished into skinny air. Disappeared even. Don't worry.
Then one day she disappeared. Frantic, I searched the castle for her.
I took her on a boat trip when Grazzi had to go to Sicily. The day after we docked, she disappeared. I spent months looking for her. What do you think she was? Living in Grazzi's house.
Good, tell me about him. Cruises supermarkets looking for blondes? Good. I'll supply the blonde.
Last 5 blocks have been clear, except for some signs they'd been foraging for food in a small grocery store at 5500 block.
Oh, no, I don't mean I want to meet a woman. I mean I've met one, the woman, but she's disappeared, vanished, gone.
Oh.
Can you see me in this at the supermarket? Come on.
Towel and a bikini, okay.
A man involved in the theft of an extravagant gold toilet has avoided prison time.
Is this
Frederick
Trump?
Doe? That's what I was wondering.
Okay.
Frederick Doe, also known as Frederick Signs, received a suspended sentence in an English court on Monday for his attempt to assist a burglar in selling the stolen item valued at $6.4 million.
I want to throw up in that.
The 18-karat gold toilet, part of a provocative art installation called America by... I'm going to reread that. The 18-karat gold toilet, part of a provocative art installation titled America by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan, was taken in September 2019 from the historic birthplace of Winston Churchill. Weighing over 215 pounds, the fully functioning toilet was created to satirize the excesses of wealth. As part of the sentence, Doe received a 2-year suspended term and was ordered to complete 240 hours of community service. Was that cleaning toilets?
Oh, that'd be good. That would be just desserts. What's funny is I remember this story when it came out. A little over.
I do too.
It's taken a while for them to recover the golden toilet. I was sure it was Trump's.
I thought so too.
But
no, it was an Italian artist making fun of America.
Ah, that makes so much sense. Golden toilets, Americans.
I fantasize about a massive, pristine convenience. Brilliant gold taps, virginal white marble, a seat carved from ebony, a cistern full of Chanel No. 5, and a flunky handing me pieces of raw silk toilet roll.
Like it? I love it! This is fabulous! I mean, you got the toilet here? This must be the kitchen? No?
We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
You bob for apples in the toilet, and you like it.
Yeah! Wow.
Oh, boy.
All right. Just a couple left here. 26-year-old woman was apprehended by federal agents at the Rio Grande City International Bridge in Texas, attempting to cross the border with $1.7 million worth of meth concealed inside her Kia Sorento. Wow. Well, nobody would have suspected that. Customs and Border Protection officers discovered almost 200 pounds of meth. Wow. Wow. All right, let's check it out.
Look, I hope your friend isn't expecting to find Daddy's little girl. She's really messed up. Drugs.
Sorry, Debbie. No Mercedes this year. We have to set an example.
She's gonna make a big speech about drugs and law enforcement and all of that because of your bust.
She's wearing something super inappropriate for an 80-year-old.
No, I bet she sells drugs on the side to pay for a pathetic divorce.
You know what I think is really, really wrong? I think there's an evil spirit somewhere in the distributor camp.
If women are going to drive motor cars around, they should learn to operate one correctly.
I don't mean to be rude here, but you probably go 0 to 60 in like, what, 3.5 years?
That's how long she's been in jail.
I didn't realize there was a meth problem at the border. I thought it was only fentanyl.
Oh, yeah. Wow. We better double up.
Next story, a 48-year-old
Yeah, we're going to skip the last one. We're just so everybody knows, we're skipping our last story because it was making fun of a grandma. And I only make fun of women.
It also works with women drivers.
Thank you.
Even we have lines we will not cross.
Yes, mostly.
We'll tiptoe over them. A 48-year-old California man pleaded guilty to fraud, money laundering, and witness tampering related to a $35 million investment fraud scheme. Between 2015 and 2020, Matthew Piercy solicited funds from investors using approximately $26.2 million for personal and business expenses, including the purchase of 2 properties. He repaid only about $8 million to investors. In November 2020, when federal agents attempted to arrest him, Piercy led them on a car chase before abandoning his vehicle and jumping into a lake with a Yamaha 350 Li underwater scooter. After approximately 20 minutes underwater, he was apprehended by law enforcement.
So he actually went under the water to hide.
All
right, let's listen.
But by golly, how does one catch such a slippery scoundrel?
Well, I can take you to him. Here, just stuff this magic seaweed in your pockets. It will allow you to breathe underwater.
Hello. Speak up. You sound like you're underwater.
Hey, Rat, show him how you can stand up underwater.
Right. woke up underwater.
Rather wiry, lad. So slippery. Would you hold still?
I got my 2 hands up. I surrender. Come and lock me up. Here forever.
And Val, that's exactly how he came up out of the water. 2 hands. Here I am. I'm ready. All right. There you go. That's a show from Scott and his sister Val. All right, coming up tonight on the radio, the one and only Dr. Jazz delivers 3 hours of some of the best jazz music you will ever hear. Every night at 6, we bring you different genres of music, and he kicks it off tonight. Then at 9, we add in some soul music. And yeah, check that out, 9 to 11. Tomorrow, I'm not quite sure what's going on the morning show. It might be Chuck, Paula, and Sharon, and it might be me and Chuck. So I was supposed to start like working 1 day a week this week. I'd come back to 1 day. I'm already filling in. Okay, it's okay. All right.
Scott just goes wherever he's needed.
Yeah. I wish I was needed more places.
Other places.
Yes. Also, don't forget, just days away from the Chihuahuas Got Talent competition. Your tickets are available online. You can catch it on Facebook and take the link, or you can go directly to kchw.org or northernlightspublicradio.com. Chuck asked me for a quote, and I have to say, I gave him a quote kind of like this, is that Northern Lights Public Radio has done a lot of cool and even groundbreaking things, but Chihuahua's Got Talent, definitely the funnest thing we do. Val,
awesome.
You and Lindsay were the stage crew for years.
Yeah, we did that for years. I don't think we ever messed up too bad.
I don't think you ever messed up at all.
But, it was you were talking earlier about kind of sometimes still having stage fright or getting nervous about doing something even after you've done it for a while. I was always super, super nervous doing that. I mean, like nervous to the point of being anxious, because I didn't want to screw up somebody's
performance,
talent.
Yeah, talent.
Sure. Because I'd done something to mess up their sound, their lighting, something like that. It was a stressful job.
And, crews, to all you out there that work for tech crews on plays or concerts, round of applause, because I don't think you get the appreciation you deserve for the stress that you go through. Mm-hmm. Because like Val's saying, everything has to be just right. And you map it all out in a tech rehearsal, but you've got to hope you took all your notes correctly and that you're getting that microphone stand right exactly where it's supposed to be, or that prop hidden in a particular spot. I bet that's really stressful.
And we tend to not notice these behind the scenes people because, as they're doing their thing. But yeah, it was stressful. So kudos to whoever's doing it now.
Yeah.
I feel your anxiety.
Show cannot go on without those tech support people. All right, we're going to bail out of this show and just thank you for being here. Don't forget Tom tonight at 6, and then, of course, a morning show tomorrow, 7:25. We will have something for you. Other than that, have a great day. Any closing words, Val?
Be kind to one another today.
Do it. And thanks for being here. It's Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7.
To the Batmobile.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
It's 9:04.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua.
Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Jawila Flooring.